Hello, welcome. Thank you guys all for coming out here today. I would first like to get you guys introduced into our presentation for today. Genzabar 101, the basic tools. Genzabar is what we use for our student information system. It allows us to enter and process that information for all students. I would like to get started into our introductions. It will then proceed with what Genzabar is. We're also going to talk about how to use Genzabar and how to acquire some help if help is ever needed. First, I would like to go ahead and begin my introduction. My name is Jose Potts. I work in the North Central Texas College IT department. I have been with the college for about 5 years now. My main roles are to provide student, faculty, and staff member access. I also provide students with my NCTC access and try to assist in any way anytime an issue arises. Some of you guys, all of you guys, have a packet information in front of you. The packet information provides the same exact PowerPoint presentation that I will be presenting to you today. It will be used as a reference. Along with the packet, there is a note card. Each note card contains a number in the back of the card. It will have a number. That number will be read after your name, your title, and a couple of rules of what you do and the length of time of that you've been with our college. If I could, I would like the first number one to go ahead and get them introduced and provide that information. Number one.
My name is John Skillman. I'm in the Counseling and Testing Department, have been for 6 years. We provide scheduling for course sessions and administer exams. And
John,
everybody get rolling.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Number two.
My name is Cecilia Garcia. I work in the Financial Aid Department, and I've been with NCTC for 2 years. I help students submit applications for financial aid, and I process student loan and scholarship information.
Cecilia, thank you so much for coming. Number three.
My name is Connie Garcia. I work in the business department. I've been with NCTC for 3 years. My job is to register students and process them into the system so the student can attend NCTC.
Great, Connie, thank you.
My name is Catherine Mora. I have worked in the administration department with NCTC for 4 years. I process student applications and input their information into the system.
Great, thank you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and give you a little and a brief description of what Genzabar is. Genzabar, as I stated, is our student information system. Here is our workspace environment. Basically, our overview of what the screens that are contained within Genzabar. Our Activity Center panel, our Home tab, Custom tab, the My Genzabar tab, the Getting Started tab. As soon as you log into Genzabar, you will see the Getting Started tab. By default, Genzabar brings you to the screen simply to provide you with the most recent or the current version that we are currently working in. At the very bottom left-hand corner of Genzabar, you will see the Getting Started tab, the My Genzabar tab, the Learn tab, and the Home tab. By default, as I stated, you will get to the Getting Started screen, but the tab that you will be working with most will be under the Home tab. Once you're in the Home tab, you will see your Activity Center. All of these are permissions or screens that you have access to. Many of you guys may or may not have that access, which is fine. The access that you're required is basically based on the department that you're working for. Some of you guys may have more, some of you may have less. Once you open up a screen, for example, the Register Student screen, you will notice further access within here. For example, today we're going to be using the Student Information screen. Our Student Information screen provides you student-related information. The best way to pull up a student is by entering their ID number if you know the ID number, or you could search by their last, first name. Today we're going to be working with Jane Doe. Jane's ID number, as you can see, is number 19. It provides, under the tabs, it provides further information. Anytime that the tab is grayed out or a field is grayed out, that simply means that you don't have access to that. When the field is white, you will be able to have editable access. Again, that access is based upon the group that you're in. When you click on a field, you will notice on the bottom left-hand corner here, you will notice the actual field of where that database is stored. The database that we work with is TeamZProd. That's going to be something that I'm going to talk to you guys down the road on this presentation. We're going to be talking about databases for GenZabar. Again, each database contains tables. This table is called biograph_master.gender. That's where the gender for the student Jane Doe is stored. If for any reason you run into a screen and you're unsure as to what to do, our best thing to do is click the F1 key. The F1 key is where you begin searching for help. We're going to show you here in the next presentation following this screen. We're going to show you how to get and how you can access that. Anytime you want to create a report or you have a report that you need to have access to, what you can do is you can either add, you can edit, or you can delete or sort. Anytime we click on the pencil, we can edit that field and you will get the Maintain My Workspace items screen. The Maintain My Workspace items screen will give you the current or any reports that you may have access. The pencil and the paper will allow you to edit. The X will delete it. Be very cautious of the X because once you delete it, if you don't have access to the drive, you will not be able to recover that report. The plus green sign is how we add a report. When you click on the plus sign here, it will give you the Add a Report link. It is very important that you select the Info Make a Report option. Go directly into the report or the actual directory where the report is stored. And then if you have access to the network drive, or if it's your local drive, you will have access to mapping that directly, and it will then appear on your reports links screen. Once you have linked that report into your GenZabar screen, you will have access to run the report. Most of these reports are used by a retrieval argument. The retrieval argument allows you to pull that data by using a couple of commands. In this example, it's asking the student, or it's asking the user for a year and a term. Once those items have been entered into the value screen there, you will then click the OK button, and you will then automatically populate that information. You're probably curious as to how we can export that. It's very simple. The data can be exported using a File Save As option. The File Save As option is up in the File, select Save As, and the information can be exported using either a CSV, an export into Excel, or a PDF. Many users try to export that into an Excel or a CSV simply because it's easier to manipulate. Anytime you try to run a report and the report is not able to run, or if you have any issues with pulling the data, my first advice would be to go out to your drives to make sure. Sometimes if you're working on a network or a shared drive, it may be disconnected. If you have an X, that simply means that you're disconnected. If you have a green, that means that you are connected. So I would always suggest looking out for this anytime you run into any report issues. Another piece of information is that NCTC is all connected, which means that all of our departments work in sync. If you ever have any questions, reach out to a colleague, reach out to a module manager, reach out to another department. Sometimes they're probably already experienced the same issue, and they may already have the solution to that problem. Again, anytime you have an issue, I would first start out with clicking the F1 key, which is the first option. The second one would check with our GenZabar help desk. Third would be check with other users in your department, or check with another module manager. Some important pieces of the information that we may need or we will need from you are a screenshot. This will allow us to pull up the error message that you're experiencing based upon the screen that you're in, or we can also use a table in the field that you're using. Remember, the table and the field are located in the bottom left-hand section or in the bottom left-hand corner of your GenZabar. That allows us to be able to pull up the error and try to duplicate that error so we can figure out what's going on with the report or the screen. I'm going to show you a couple of other helpful tips. These helpful tips will allow you to either do an advanced search, do a sort as, or do an advanced search. We're going to begin with an advanced search. In our student information screen, if you do a right click, it'll provide you the option of doing an advanced search. You can find an advanced search because sometimes we have duplicate student records. And you want to make sure that you're always working with the correct student's record. As I stated, you could also do a filter as. If you're searching for a course within our student course search, you can see that you can search that information by clicking on the field and then dragging it, or you can do a right click and filter as. Lastly, it is very important that when you do get an error message, you read the error message, and again, if you are unsure, you send us a what?
Screenshot.
A screenshot. A screenshot allows us to see what the error message that you're seeing, and allows us to help you and try to figure out what the next step is. At this time, I would like to see if you guys have any questions.
No.
No questions? Great. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and show you how to submit a Genzabar ticket. We'll first begin using our North Central Texas College screen, which will be www.nctc.edu. You will click on My NCTC. Our help desk, our My NCTC screen will appear. Select Need Help. And you will then click Faculty and Staff. Yep. Here you will be able to submit a ticket. You will then be redirected over to our help desk screen. You will use your network username and password, submit the information, provide us a screenshot, and from there we'll be able to help you. Next, I'm going to show you how you log into Genzabar. This is our Genzabar login screen. The login information is the same information that you use for the computer. It is very important, as I said before, that you choose the correct database location. The database location will be used for the purpose that you're trying to do. Genzabar EX is used for our production. TeamZ Play or Play database is what we use anytime we do any testing. So once we've logged in, we'll then go directly into our Genzabar screen. If you'll minimize, click on username. Great. Now that we are in Genzabar, we'll click on our student information screen. And notice how my information is grayed out. It's simply grayed out because I don't have access to it. If we do a right click on there, you will notice how advanced search and the previous name is options are there. That is how you pull up a student information. Also, down at the bottom right hand corner, you will notice our database connection. It is very important again to connect to which database? Production database. We always want to make sure that the connection is to production simply because you don't want to overwrite anything or enter any information twice. Our EX version will tell you the version that we're currently in. And if we hover over our TeamZ Prod or TeamZ PRD, we will see how we are using our username, the group that you're currently in. Now, if we want to do a search because a duplicate field has been found, how would we be able to do that? An advanced search. An advanced search will allow you to do that. You always want to make sure that you're pulling the correct student's information. Lastly, I would like to follow up by providing you a brief description or a brief summary of the presentation. It is very important that we connect to the production database simply because you don't want to overwrite or you don't want to duplicate your work again. And lastly, I would like to touch up on our F1 key. F1, again, allows you to it provides you that information that you need from a first level. If you are still unsure as to how to do that, reach out to another representative in your department, a module manager, or someone in another department. If you guys don't have any questions, you guys have any questions?
No.
I would like to thank you guys all for coming out here today. Again, my name is Jose. You can find me at the IT department in Gainesville. Thank you guys all for coming out here today. May you guys all have a wonderful day.